Hello everybody, welcome to a brand new video. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving my analysis on the first two Hunters Hitman video. Um, so yeah, I've been wanting to do this for a while, but I didn't really think it was that fit for like the one Hunters because, pretty simple. And I mean this Hitman wasn't that crazy or anything. They're definitely going to get crazier as they go on because, Melted and Ladders are definitely scheming some stuff, but I still thought this was a cool one, and I wanted to kind of give my analysis on it. So yeah, if you haven't seen the video, then definitely go watch it before this one because this one is gonna have spoilers. Like this video is gonna have spoilers for the actual video, so definitely go check out the actual video. But yeah, I'm gonna be just kind of going through my thought process and everything like that. Maybe revealing some behind the scenes. I'm going to be watching the edited version. I think for future analysis, I'm gonna try to use the uncut like raw footage because then I could give like more detail or show like stuff I didn't include. But I don't have the original file because I didn't think I was gonna need it. So we're gonna be doing the edited version for this analysis. But yeah, if you guys want to see more analysis, then let me know. But let's get right into the actual video. So enjoy. So how's it going? Okay, so at this point, I already knew which way I wanted to go. Like before we started recording, and we were at spawn, I always kind of like look around for a second, like okay, which way do I want to go? So I knew which way I wanted to go. So I knew I was gonna go towards the trees. One because I'm pretty good at parkour, so I knew I would be able to kind of parkour around the trees and try to get away from them. But also I needed wood and I knew that going downhill that probably wasn't a good idea. I was gonna run out of hunger. I would have no place to hide. Going up the mountain, I'd be stuck at the top of the mountain and could get there's a huge risk that I would get knocked off and die. So I was like, I'm gonna go towards the trees, and it worked out perfect because they happened to be, not facing the trees, so I could literally just turn around. But yeah, so I just knew exactly where I was gonna go immediately.
Breaking the glass.
He's going.
Leave
Extreme lag. He teleported for me.
Okay, so I promise this will be the last time I talk for a while because I know I'm talking a lot. But I just want to mention the lag. So I wasn't lagging all in this video because I host the server, so it was like not laggy for me. But like the lag for Melted and Ladders, I don't know why, but it was so bad for them in this recording. Which, I mean, it did kind of suck because, that means that they couldn't really do a lot because, they were lagging quite a bit. But the lag was insane. So I know they mentioned it like a lot in the video, like, wow, I'm lagging. But like the lag was really bad for them. So we're trying to fix it for future recordings because that'll make it, really difficult for them to do literally anything.
Oh, never mind. I regret my words. Oh shoot, there's a village.
Stop him. I lost him.
Okay, so at this point, everything's actually kind of working out for me kind of how I wanted it to. So at this point, I'm in a village, and like we were running around in like the trees and everything like that for like 2 minutes. So at this point, I found the village, and that solves my food problem because at this point, I know that I'm running out of hunger, and I was afraid of running out of hunger because if I run out of hunger, I can't sprint, and then I'll be a lot easier to kill. So my immediate goal was to try to get food because I was really worried that I was going to run out of sprint. But I was also worried to try to get food because the thing is, I can't get food if there's two people right behind me. They're just going to start killing me. So I have 12 planks in my inventory, so I know I can craft like a sword or an axe or something. So I'm trying to think of kind of like what to do. Like, should I try to get food? Should I, craft my sword or whatever? And at this point, I was thinking I'm just going to have to pass the village because it's just going to be too risky to just get punched by both of them. But then Melted says that he got lost. So I'm like, okay, it's just me and Ladders. I still have enough sprint to try to, maybe fight him or try to get food. So I had to make the decision to try to craft something and kill him or just try to quickly get food. But at this point, I don't see any hay bales. Like, they were really hard to find. So I was just kind of deciding, like, okay, I'm going to try to kill him, try to craft something. Because I know Melted's lost, and I know that trying to get food is going to be really difficult.
Oh shoot, you got to a house. I did not see that house. Never mind, you went around. For me, it's kind of getting better.
Alright, so I'm out of sprint, and I know for a fact Ladders was right behind me because I was checking F5. So I'm out of sprint. I can't run anywhere. I have to try to kill him because if I don't kill him, he's going to catch up to me and start punching me. But I don't have time to craft because, again, he's right behind me. So I decided, all right, I'm just going to try to punch him with my stick and hope that I can end up killing him, which actually ended up working out pretty well.
But he has a stick. He has a stick. He has a stick. I cannot PvP.
Okay, so at this point, I know Melted is in the exact same cave as me because he was mentioning earlier about how he was like with all this skulk and stuff and like in a deep dark, and there was a deep dark like right in this cave. So I knew Melted was in here, and I didn't know where ladders was, so I was kind of paranoid that one of them or both of them were gonna sneak up and kill me. That obviously didn't end up happening, but that's why I was trying to get iron as fast as I can for at least a shield to be able to block them. Oh, oh. Okay, I can't say that. I can't say that. Okay. Hey,
He's
buddy.
gonna get
I'm out of
demonetized.
I need to run. I don't have any health.
Hey. You trying to kill me, boy? You trying to kill me?
Oh,
Oh no, I ran out of sprint. Anyway, now we can meet up. We can meet up now, Melted.
Okay, so after I killed ladders here, it sent him back to spawn, which, I mean, it seems like a good thing, but it actually was not really the best thing because at this point, Melted had been trying to get stuff. He kept dying over and over again. And while Melted was trying to get stuff, Ladders was just following me, not really doing much. But Melted was wanting Ladders to come back to spawn because he was struggling to get like enough stuff to be able to kill me. So since I killed Ladders, it sent him back to spawn. So this is where they like met up and started to, you know, plot my demise.
oh no! This is not very funny, Giga Chat.
He's gonna nether on us. He's gonna pull a nether.
Wait, really?
Yeah, he said the N-word one time on stream. He isn't the
What?
brightest fella.
Okay, so at this point, I'm about to go to the Nether, and the main reason I'm doing that is because I want to get Ender Pearls, which if you've, like, seen this full Hitman, you'll kind of, like, know, like, the clutch, because the clutch I do at the end with, like, the Ender Pearl to the Planet Lord or freeze yourself in the air, that was planned out. I actually discovered that glitch a while ago, and I'll elaborate on that when we actually get to that, but pretty much my only goal for the Nether was to get a couple Ender Pearls just because they can be very helpful. I wasn't really planning to go to like a fortress or bastion or anything. I did see a bastion, but I just didn't want to risk dying. I do eventually want to get like potions or whatever or something like that. Maybe end crystals, something like that. Just I have a lot of plans for the Nether, but at this point I was, you know, dealing with 2 hunters. I didn't want to overwhelm myself with like, you know, a bunch of brutes and piglins or whatever. But yeah, I just literally go to the Nether just to get some Ender Pearls.
Can I have some fajadas?
Like that
Yeah,
type of
that.
white woman.
Alright, so Melted's in the Nether, and that kind of caught me off guard. I wasn't really expecting him to go to the Nether, and the reason he did that is because he thought he was tracking me, because the compasses we use in these videos, they're an update compass, so you have to right click them every single time to like point to like the new direction that they're that like the hunter or the huntee technically is going. So Melted at this point, he hadn't re-clicked the compass because I'm pretty sure if I go to the Nether and then they click the compass after that, it won't show where like my portal is. It'll just kind of bug out. So I think Melted still thought I was in the Nether, so he went to the Nether to try to find me. I honestly thought he was trying to get like potions or whatever, but it just turns out he still thought I was in the Nether. So since he was in the Nether and he still thought I was in the Nether, I knew that it would be pretty smart to lay a trap.
Crafting something.
What?
So for the trap I did, it was just literally putting lava all over the portal. Like I put 3 source blocks. That way Melted pretty much couldn't get out without killing himself, which I didn't include in the video, but he did just kill himself so he could go back to spawn. It's not a crazy trap at all. It's just putting lava over the portal, which I took a little inspiration from the first ever manhunt I did with Evan, and because I put lava over that portal and that one. But yeah, it was not a crazy trap by any means.
Let me kill it and then I'll come over.
Can I not get quits?
Hey, Key, how much time is left?
38 minutes and 40 seconds. So still a decent amount of time. So during this time period, and I pretty much cut it all out in the video, but pretty much everything I cut out from like after I kind of left the Nether to around this point was ladders and Melted like talking and like strategically planning and stuff like that. So at this point I knew that they had stuff, they had backup stuff, and they were coming to get me. So when they eventually ambushed me, it wasn't horribly surprising because at this point they had been tracking me and trying to come to me for like a couple minutes, or like a little way over there, a couple minutes. But I knew at this point they were pretty confident in the stuff they had, and then they had a bunch of backup stuff. So if it's a deep dark Melted, I won't even risk
I
that.
see him! Kill him!
Wait, you see him?
Ew.
Yeah, commit murder on him.
Ew. Oh wait,
Where is he?
No,
Where is he?
you
Oh
mother!
wait,
I am
wait,
going
wait.
to murder you and shove that goat horn through your throat!
Oh wait, okay.
Where is he? I don't see him.
All right, so literally like 5 minutes later, they finally caught up to me and found me because I was just chilling in the outpost, really kind of smelting food and stuff like that. It did kind of catch me off guard. I thought it was gonna take a bit longer for them to find me, so it really did kind of catch me a little bit off guard. I wasn't expecting them to be like right there, right now. So they placed a bed, which I saw when I went into F5, and I lost Melted for a minute. I didn't know where he went, and then I saw him kind of on the outside of the outpost. And I was kind of processing everything, like, what do I do? Is ladders around here? Because I didn't know where ladders was until I figured out that he says, I don't see him. So I'm like, okay, I don't need to focus on ladders. I need to focus on Melted. To which I turn back, and I see the floor breaking and a block broken. And I see that he's, like, right there. And I didn't know what he had at this point. Like, he could have full iron, and I would have no idea. So I was kind of panicking. I didn't know what to do. So I ended up just kind of running, getting on the roof until I could, like, really collect myself and, like, kind of figure out the situation.
Hi!
Melted, why did you
Get
have to
over
run
here.
away from me? Oh, I see your thing you use. Oh, I see you. Wait, I'll go up.
I'm so dumb.
All right, so I ended up getting on the roof. I kind of like took a minute. I'm like, okay, I don't know what Melted has yet, but I know he has, some stuff. So I'm kind of like thinking about the whole situation. And then I figure out that Ladders has like reached the outpost because he's saying, oh, I see you guys. What should I do? Should I tower up? Like blah, 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 all that. So I know Ladders is there, but I don't need to focus on Ladders because he's still on the ground. But kind of like while I'm still processing what Ladders said, I see that Melted towered up. And once Melted towered up, I realized that he didn't have that much armor or anything, but he did have leaves, which was a huge advantage. Like, getting leaves is so helpful in these videos. Like, oh, I can't stress that enough. So I ended up hitting Melted off, which killed him. But remember, they still have a bed, so they could come back and kill me indefinitely. So it was a really stressful situation, even though, like, I could kill them, and I did kill them. Especially with phantoms like showing up, because in a minute phantoms show up and start absolutely just murdering us. It's been just me. They don't even go after anybody but me. Are those phantoms? Oh my god.
Phantoms. No. Wait, you're going for you. That's actually beneficial. Let's go.
Okay, I cannot stress to you guys enough how scared I was in this moment, because at this point I was kind of like a little bit like my mind was really focused on the phantoms and ladders, because I thought about just jumping over and killing Ladders because he didn't even have any armor, so he didn't like have anything. So I knew I could probably kill him. So I was like, do I, risk jumping over, risk falling and taking a lot of fall damage? So I was kind of like processing like, what should I do with Ladders? Like, does he have something crazy that I don't know about? I tend to overthink stuff a lot because I mean you never know with these guys. Like the bed explosion and the grand finale of the first one caught me so off guard, but I was kind of like processing what to do with like the phantoms and ladders, and then I turn around and I just see Melted right there. So I kind of freak out and I'm like, okay, I've got to deal with Melted immediately because he's the biggest threat at this point. Oh,
It's like a slight distraction.
Hey.
You'll probably beat him though. Okay, go up the hill.
But no!
Go up the hill, Melted.
All right, so let me teach you about a little bit of movie magic I did here. So the footage you're watching right now, it's probably going to loop because I talk for a long amount of time. But the footage you're seeing here is not actually the actual Hitman footage. So what happened is when we were recording, like right after I Melted off, my computer ran out of storage. It literally just ran out of storage. So all I did was I killed ladders, which I didn't recreate because it would just be too difficult to recreate, and it's not that big of a deal. So I kill ladders. I leave the outpost. I get blocks, and then I tower up. And one thing I cut out is that when I was towering up, Melted had already started towering up next to me. I ended up shooting him and one shot it. Like I one shot him. Like I actually do later on too. But the footage you're watching right now is just recreation footage, and the timer still works. I ended up like after I figured out, like right when I'm in the tower, like actually kind of like on my platform, I check my OBS, which is my recording software, and I'm like, oh wow, it wasn't recording. So I just delete all these like random video files off my computer. I'm like, I don't need them, and yeah. Oh, and if you're also wondering about the audio of Melted and Ladders in the background, that's just from a random like part of the Hitman that I didn't actually use in the act. I didn't actually use that footage, so I just took that audio of them talking and then just kind of trimmed it up and then put it in there, and it just it worked. So that's what I just went with.
Too bad, I'm too good. Melted, I'm making us a very special thing for us, if you understand what I mean.
All right, so I'm kind of panicking like right here because I didn't like fully think this through. So at this point, I've towered up and I'm kind of just sitting there because towering in a Hitman video is very helpful because, you know, unlike Manhunt or whatever, like they have to come to you. So towering is very helpful, which is why like, you know, the hunters have learned like we got to get a bunch of blocks because odds are I'm going to eventually tower. But at this point, you know, I still had like 30 minutes left, and I don't really know why I did it. I think more or less it was because I didn't think they had enough like blocks. I knew they had a bunch of blocks, but I was like, they've got to run out. I've got to have more. There's no way they have enough. And at this point, I was kind of just like didn't really know what to do. You know, this was the first 100-minute Hitman, so I was like, I don't know what to do at this point. I just feel like towering is probably the smartest move to do. They have to come to me. And, you know, if I fall, I have, you know, a bow, I have a bucket to MLG, and I have some pearls. So I also had a crossbow with a few arrows. So it honestly felt, although kind of I was still kind of panicking, like, okay, I did this pretty early on. Now I'm kind of stuck here for a little bit. I also kind of felt pretty confident in myself because I had so much, like, stuff to be able to, you know, work around all of their things. I melted.
Don't worry, Melted, I'm almost there.
I just wanted to say that was the most hilarious shot because although I didn't include the other one, that's twice now in this Hitman where I shot Milton once and it one-shot him. So I just thought that was really funny.
You know what I should do? I should build a tree. I'm gonna plant a tree. You want a sapling? I can't throw it upwards. Or you can't have the sapling.
What you doing down there, buddy?
Sitting. Melted, where are you?
I'm coming.
I see him down there.
I see you, Melted. Come on, come over here. I'm like dealing with a lot right now. I don't have any blocks on me.
Alright, so this is where me being kind of like nervous about my situation just absolutely gets thrown out the window, and I'm pretty much horrified because I've never really dealt with, you know, two people before. You know, all my other videos where I'm being hunted, you know, manhunts or hitmans, you know, I've only done it with one person really. So it's already pretty nerve-wracking. But at this point, I'm stuck in the tower, and, you know, I don't want to go down because I know I definitely could have just gone down and probably run, and it would have been fine. The thing is, running is just a very, like, you know, it's very risky to do, and although I'm sure things probably would have been fine, still being in the tower is pretty helpful because, you know, they have to come to me. That's the good thing. I could sit up there all day. But at this point, I'm getting kind of nervous because Ladders is waiting there. He's been waiting there for a while, kind of just waiting for Melted. Melted's been getting a bunch of blocks for both of them because, like, Ladders doesn't have any blocks here, so he can't get me. And I wasn't going to risk trying to knock him off because, you know, if he knocked me off, I could have pearled, but I was so nervous about, you know, wasting any of my pearls. And I had my water bucket, but when it comes to being super high up, I get, like, really nervous and I end up failing a lot of MLGs just because I'm, like, really high up. So I could pearl, but I just don't want to waste my pearls. You know, there's still, you know, around 10 minutes left. I had no idea what could possibly happen. So at this point, I'm kind of just chilling there. I have only about a stack of blocks, which I was getting kind of nervous about. Melted is coming up. Ladders is waiting for Melted, and I was kind of nervous about like this whole situation.
Okay, come on. Go. He's fishing.
Oh my God! Calm down! Calm down! Okay. All right. So now both of the hunters are up on my tower. They're pretty much right there. They have enough blocks to come and kill me. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I just gotta keep towering higher. Because again, at this point I know I can't MLG. I have 3 ender pearls. And at this point, I was already thinking, okay, I'm gonna probably do the clutch. I have the pearls to do it, and I could have done like the boat thing, but I've already done that before. It's been really overused, so I didn't really want to do it. So at this point, I was doing the pearls. Like my choice was between the boat and the pearls, and which one is more? Which one I haven't done one of those before, which is the pearls. So I'm like, okay. I have 2 ways out. I'm going to do the cooler one, the one that I haven't really seen anybody do before. So we'll get to that clutch right after this.
Come on, Melted. Oh my gosh, he's building up.
I have like nope.
Melted, do you have Melted, if you have...
Alright, so I now have only 6 leaves. And I'm actually just realizing right now that I had 36 cobblestone and 37 like wood in there. I either just didn't notice that in the middle, like I was just too like, shaky and nervous to realize that, or maybe my thought process was I didn't want to like waste my wood just because there's still 8 minutes left. But I don't even think I noticed that. But at this point, I had ran out of blocks pretty much. I had 6 blocks left. The hunters were towering up to get me. I still had 8 minutes left. So I have 2 ways to clutch down, which is the boat, which I've already done before, and it's also pretty risky to do the boat. That's another thing that I've kind of realized over time, that the boat's not really that good of a thing, because, and I'm not talking about like the classic boat MLG where you jump off and then place the boat and get in it. I'm not good at those normal like boat clutches. I can't do that. But the cheesy one where you get inside of it and then you get in and out of it, I could have done that, and I was thinking about doing that, but the thing is, you can break the boat. Like if somebody were to like, break the boat midair, then I would have, fallen, and then I probably would have died. I probably would have freaked out and died. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I'm just not going to do the boat. I'm not going to risk that. And again, I got the pearl specifically to do the clutch I'm about to do. So at this point, I'm like, all right, well, the boat already has a negative for it could be broken and I could die. And also, I've done the boat quite a few times. And honestly, I thought the clutch was really cool, so I want to do the clutch. So here is me doing the clutch, and I'll give you kind of my thought process. And it doesn't really show you how to do the clutch, like what I specifically did, but I'll show that in a minute.
Do you have any seal for chance question mark? Extra question. Oh man, I can't get up there because I don't have shears.
He's clutching.
Alright, here is the clutch that I've been talking about. So, what the clutch is I throw an ender pearl, and what I do is I jump off, and then I do what's called a planet lord, which I'll show you guys in a minute. But pretty much you freeze yourself in the air. It's a glitch in Minecraft where you can literally freeze yourself in the air. The problem is I couldn't just like freeze myself and then let go and then MLG or whatever, because when you planet lord, after you wait a couple seconds, if you like jump in the air, then when you like unfreeze, you're just instantly dead because it just like bugs out. So what I did is I threw the ender pearl, I jumped off. Now my goal for this was to jump off and then them think, oh, he's like gonna MLG or he's gonna like boat clutch or whatever. So then they jump off or they like go down or whatever, they clutch or whatever to try to stop me because they think I'm gonna be on the ground directly below them. Which ended up working perfectly because they both jumped off to try to stop me. Because I'm assuming what their thought process was if they jump off, they can kill themselves real quick. And since they have beds, they could respawn, grab their stuff, and I would still be pretty much right at the ground. So that worked perfectly because they both ended up dying. But after I unfroze, since I threw the ender pearl, it finally loaded and it instantly teleported over there. So they were super confused. They thought I'd just like vanished because they were expecting me to be, on the ground. But instead, I ended up being like a couple hundred blocks away. And I don't think I've ever seen anybody do that before, like this clutch before. I just like, I'm sure somebody's done it before, But the way I found it was it was right after the first Hitman rematch. It was after the rematch. We were kind of like just walking around in the server afterwards, and I ended up finding that glitch. And I'm like, I've got to use that eventually. So, yeah, this is the clutch I got the pearls for, and I've been practicing for. So, okay, let me show you kind of like how to do it, because again, like in the actual like video, you can't really see what I did. It kind of just looks like I just froze. It just looks like I used like a hack client or whatever. Okay, so now I am displaying my full screen, so now you can literally see everything. So it's not just Minecraft, but pretty much, let's say I was like this high in the air, because I mean, we were honestly pretty high. Where's the clouds? Because I know we were above clouds. Okay, so yeah, we were around this height. I mean, it doesn't really matter. You could do it from whatever. But, you know, we were this high. I had 3 ender pearls. I'll just grab a stack. And what we did is that set block dirt. Okay, so we were on the tower. You know, they were coming up. And what I did is I threw the ender pearl. And the ender pearl's falling and falling and falling. And I jump off. And then I click chat, and then I right click this white bar, and this is on a single player world, so I think it'll probably work different, but it still pretty much works. So right now I'm floating. If we were on a server and I got in like another account, I would be floating in the air right now, and it's literally just that. So this is called a planet lord, because the YouTuber Planet Lord discovered this, or at least, you know, he's the one that kind of like really like made it famous. But I did that, so I'm currently floating right now. So the hunters would think I'm jumping off to like MLG, so they would jump off, try to MLG, or just kill themselves so they could grab their stuff and kill me. But in reality, I threw the pearl, so the pearl has hit the ground at this point. I waited enough time that I knew the pearl would hit the ground, so then when I load back in, the pearl would finally register, and I just got... How did I just get timed out? You can get timed out of a single player world? Yeah, so there we go. Again, I would, if you're gonna do this, just host it on like your own server. But yeah, there's the block. So when I tab back in, it registers the pearl, sending me over there. So they would think I'm over there, but in reality, I'm like over there. And then I started running away, and it confused them so bad until they like checked the compass. So yeah, if you ever want to do the glitch I just did, or like the clutch, I mean, it's kind of like a glitch, but I mean, I would consider it a clutch. You know, just the pearl and then Planet Lord, and then boom, just like that. But yeah, that's pretty much my full analysis for this Hitman. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you guys want me to make other ones. I'm super excited for the rematch of this Hitman, and honestly, I'm just excited for this whole series. I love the Hitman series. I can't wait to, you know, keep going, you know, make like 3 hunters eventually, maybe try 4 hunters. You know, that's a bit ambitious, but yeah, I think I can at least do 3. So I love the series. I want to keep going, and make sure to check out the hunters, which is at Melted Games and at Ladders Artall. They are awesome people. I love them. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy this video. Make sure to check out the full version of this Hitman, and then, you know, stay tuned for more analysis of the Hitman and more of just the actual Hitman videos. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I know I talk a lot in this video, but I just, you know, my first analysis, so I'm still kind of rusty. Or not rusty. What? I'm still new to it. That's what I mean. Anyway, enough blabbing. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.